Hey everybody, Rhadamant here, episode 98 of Black Lake Settlers. Last episode, we mostly just did a lot of defense, so I didn't really get any of the goals done, so I'm just going to skip that screen altogether. Alright, so last episode obviously was the massive raid defense against the 126 sapping potters. The one thing that worries me is that a pod raid is programmed to be smaller than a raid where they walk in, and sapper raids are programmed to be smaller than any other type of raid, pretty much. So this raid that attacked me, being 126, had it been raiders walking in to prepare a while and attack me, would have been more like 200. And that's a lot of enemies. So although that raid was rough, it really does make me want to fire up the reactor kind of as fast as I can. Now, the beauty of the reactor is it's on a different map tile, and being on a different map tile, it has its own wealth settings, which means it won't... How to explain wealth settings? It won't draw the same amount of enemies that, that my primary tile will. Okay, I'm not sure I want Gob at Construction 6 doing any of the construction. Sorry, Gob. No offense, but I simply just don't trust you like that. So replacing some of the doors. And cargo pods. It's always the AO or Flake, isn't it? It's never like, here's some jade. It's always Yale or Flake. Ideally, I would have left this tile already. Yes. Alright, let me try that. Let me just pack up and leave. So, they were supposed to, and I accidentally had them stop over at the hunting outpost. They were supposed to just go straight from the base to trade. And now that I need... Or not need. Need is a particularly strong word. Now that I've used some Doomsday Launchers and Insanity Lances, it would benefit me to... Where's all the meals? Oh, man. Alright. It would benefit me to try to replenish that stuff. Come on, Endelos. Eat some food. No, not that food. Caravan request. Blue fur for an AI core. Wow, that's remarkably cheap. What is this? Pork. I want my Caravaners to have food, and the travel food got all used up or whatever, so I'm just going to force them to use the NPM. Looks like they already ate all of the kibble as well, so we'll even have animals and NPM. Alright, so if we have a blue fur request, I fully intend to fulfill that. Which means we really need to stop using blue fur for everything. Because that's AI, that A car is something I don't have yet. Blue fur can't be made into a toque. Alright, so I have 30 blue fur here. I think they're probably loading up some blue fur. Maybe not. I tend to keep the blue fur because it's nicer than plain leather or light leather. Unfortunately for me, at the moment, there is nothing that yields blue fur anywhere. So, how long do I have for that request? 24 days. Yeah, we might see some migration of yeah. Okay. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, we're letting, oops, Wendy go. Oh, Wendigo. Bulk goods trader. Oh, maybe they have blue fur. That would be hilarious. If I have a caravan request and I can just fulfill it by buying whatever I need to. Oh. Stupid caravan packing spot. Kritos, you're close-ish. You go do it. And then in terms of trade price improvement, Seo the Infirm. Okay, Lenka will do it. I think we replaced her lung, so she's, yeah, healthy. Good. Seo is infirm, and being an infirm, she will not be the correct person to do those jobs. I also need to set Velek and Chief to safe. And then actually Schlem, Chief, moving them all up. Who else did I recently add? Man, there's a lot of names to look at. Alright, Shepherd lost a toe. I'm just trying to think of also permanent injuries, like foot injuries, for instance, that I need to tend to in the long run. Alright, that's enough mooing out of my... Oh, animals. You are free to... Actually, unrestricted is fine. It's not like seeing dead bodies are going to bother a bear or wolf, or really any animal for that matter. Speaking of animals, you all did, or not everyone, but some did mention that the psychic animal pulsar would have affected my own animals, so I'm very happy I chose against that. 0 Day, you have the wrong weapon. Your Bloodlust. What I'm going to do is give him the legendary charge rifle. But I want to limit the amount of potential combat that he sees because he has dementia. You are going to freeze to death before you... Oh, don't arrest with 0 Day. How is your hypothermia? Yeah, you're going to freeze to death. This is dumb. Whatever. No, because then there's the whole guilty thing, and I don't want to be responsible for that. And you all voted that I don't organ murder people, and that wouldn't be organ murdering, but it would be murder in a way. All right, so what I'm going to do, prisoner, we're going to reduce resistance, and I will haul some clothing in there. I guess parkas. Oh, Zelda went berserk. And let's get the parkas in there. Oh, that was a quick little berserk. Where's my new prisoner? I also wanted to mention I did make a bunch of changes to my recording software. So the flickering bug, I have no idea if I fixed it. There's just so many variables to cover, but I hope I have. All right, we'll haul 2 parkas in there, and then we can release them. Once they put them on. So speaking of organs, we do have some people that have asthma. But I think Kritos is the only one that needs, you know, an actual organ. All right, where is Lenka? Lenka, my little friend. You are... I'll find you like this. Oh, you're wardening. That seems about right. Oh, Thrumbos. So, the good news about the Thrumbos, I was supposed to try to tame some. And some came to this tile. And, ooh, there we go, Muffalo. They had left because I was busy with the prisoners here and couldn't wound them or anything. But I'm supposed to try to tame one and never really got around to it. So, Endelos... what I want to do is launch... I'll launch Camassia. No, I'll launch Cupid because he... I'm just thinking. Sometimes I need a moment. I'll launch Cupid because he's a rancher. Okay. So, well, you know what? He's that Thrumbo's going to stick around a little while, so I will just walk Cupid out with his pets. Is what I'll do. So Cupid and... Oops, the pets would be down here. I don't think it's an emergency to get down there quick. That Thrumbo's not going anywhere for at least a bit. Endelos, I see that you have done your diligence and buried corpses. Let me actually get those buried, because the scene corpse mood modifier, oh, you won't even construct, does wear on you over time. Oh, I already have a bunch of Muffalo wool. But they wanted blue fur, so that's a little bit different. Really, any clothing that has damage or is like poor quality or the incorrect... like, I don't wear parkas, I don't wear t-shirts, regardless of its quality. I'll go ahead and sell. And obviously I'm making a killing here, so I need to... Wait, why do I have a cloth cowboy hat? I must have stripped that off of someone. I'll keep the advanced helmet, though. Golden dresser. Wow, they want a lot of money for that. Let's see what they have for us to buy. Plasteel. Yep. I know I'm going to need to stockpile plasteel, and that's actually one of the long-term goals that you all tasked me with. Wow, this cloth is a very interesting color. Alright, we'll go ahead and do that. And then make sure to put that back. Come on, you two. Come on, she is a magnificent cedar tree. Just accept his wooing, and we can move on. Alright, so this tile here... Are we out of limestone? We are not. Okay. They just need to continue their construction jobs. We're out of steel, though. Okay, well, that's good to know. I know I was going to use a lot of it, but I didn't realize I was out just quite yet. So this is for another choke on the other side. This mining won't screw up the choke. That's good. Marriage is on between Wolf and Nara. Wow. All right. I hope they don't get married on this tile, because no one would really celebrate. And that would sort of defeat the purpose of beautiful marriages. What I'm going to do is move their bed a little bit. Who was headed to sleep? Wolf was? Just so that they don't have to sleep in the cold. We have fewer people on this tile than we previously did, so we don't have need of that bed there. Wilkerson, you are going to get really cold really fast. So I'm going to pod you home. You don't belong up here anyway. Okay, didn't land on anyone. That's good. Work. I did set you up with work. You are fine. We're all set. All right. We are breaking down the old walls and pushing them up. Cupid is heading to intercept that Thrumbo. And what I want to do is I want to mortally wound the Thrumbo so that it's bleeding. And it gets knocked unconscious, and then I rescue it. That would be most ideal. I did not include a way to roof this area off. Go me. Really knowing how to expand my hydroponics correctly. So this will register as unroofed. And then I'll have to punch a hole into the wall and roof it off on the inside. Which is fine. I also need to burn these corpses because that can't be good mood for anyone. Alright, who's punching this hole? Camassia. There we go. Now the rice won't die off. All set. And I have plenty of steel and components, so no issue or hesitation about adding some additional food here. What, like this? And then there. Perfect. Hydroponics expanded, as requested. My home zone will need to be changed a little bit, because I've definitely increased the size of it. Considerably, actually. We added a lot of, let's call it acreage. All right, looking good. Some tips. You need some warm clothing, don't we? Dusters. That means we need dusters. If we need dusters, that means I need to move heavy fur down here. So let's go ahead and do that. No blue fur because we're going to use it for trade, and put heavy fur there. I also have all this Thrumbo fur, but I'm trying to use it sparingly and for special projects and the like. Alright, checking back home. We are killing off some muffalo. The bridge project's almost done, which is interesting. They prioritize that against all the other things I wanted done. Cupid arrived at the hunting village. So all the animals I want in shelter, and then Cupid and Endelos I'll have... I think the way I'm going to deal with this Thrumbo is try to mortally wound it really quickly. And then run away. Like run all the way around my base and back in. Something along those lines. Making sure that these animals, yep, they're not set to fight. Man, this tile really got littered with junk. Okay, so the turrets have been moved a little bit to deter sappers. Once the... Isn't Hugh a wimp? Yeah, just punch him once, he'll get knocked out. Apparently not. Wow, Hugh. You really laid the smackdown for a 72-year-old. And you made her have tattered apparel. So thanks for that. Alright. We'll have to choke up a little bit more than that. I want a full volley of minigun before I start. Get moving. Alright, you are moving at 4-2. I am moving at 4-8 and 4-3. So I can outrun this thing now. You're not in any mortal danger of bleeding out, though. Yet. But since I can outrun you, as long as they don't make any movement mistakes, we should be okay. Alright, you're obviously chasing Cupid. Please don't hit the brain. Please don't hit the brain. Being faster than a target means that it's only a matter of time, given proper kiting, which is why I wanted the full volley first. Alright, who's... hypothermic over here. Okay. I think you're all set now. In fact... I actually didn't bring any jackets. That should be fine. I can't really pay attention to that given that I'm being chased by a... Oops, Thrumbo. Still need to bleed it a little bit more. But it's getting slower. Now the trouble is to make it fatally bleeding and get knocked unconscious due to that blood loss without it dying is like the Goldilocks of hunting Thrumbo. Alright, that's probably enough volleys from the minigun. That actually might be enough, period. Alright, what is mooding you? It's daytime. So it is. Nope, definitely don't run north. Cool. I'm totally okay with Muffalo coming to fight me, given that I need the blue fur. Alright, Gob, because you don't haul, let's have you kite it. And then Wendy went berserk. That was probably really short berserk. You all need to put some damn clothes on. I might just caravan them out. Or pod them home. Yeah, why don't I do that? Wendy and Valkyrie. I never said I wouldn't sell them into slavery, so maybe I'll just pod them to an ally as a gift. Alright, Cupid, eat a meal, because you are mad hungry. Alright, pod. They'll pay 3, 2. Alright, 3 it is. Gift to the highest bidder. You know, like you do. Alright, I'm going to raise my duster priority a little higher because people are getting cold and I don't want them to freeze to death. And then, I don't think there's any mood buff. Oh yeah, no, I guess there is a mood buff. Prisoner was sold. Whatever. That wasn't against the rules. I don't usually do a whole lot of slaving, so as a result, I don't really know the prisoner slaving mechanic all that well. Alright, so I don't think this Thrumbo will do well with one more volley. It's an only manhunted, actually. It gave up, so that's cool. So now I just wait for it to pass out, and then I'll doctor it using Cupid. Cupid's doctoring skills suck, but yeah, I think full stop, Cupid's doctoring skills suck. So Herring, I can spare, and you are going to go to the Outpost. Am I already growing potatoes? Yes. Which is fine for them to plant it. I don't have the sun lamp on yet, so it's not like well, it's not like I care. So this spot here is sort of where the stone chunks will go. I'm just trying to think of like a sort of a smart power grid thing to do. So add them there. Because previously it was just sort of like plopping them everywhere, and that's just not a very efficient use of space. Alright, you, my friend, don't have any permanent injuries. You need to pass out, like, right now. Luna. And I am at the ready to aid you when you collapse. If you collapse. You might just die first. Alright, I'm just going to stand next to you. It's not to intimidate you, it's to rescue you. Come on. Just pass out, please. Pretty, please. Yeah, oh, there it goes. Rescue time. Now, one of the things about rescuing a Thrumbo in this way is you do prevent them from leaving the map. Normally, they just pass through as if they're traveling through. But providing I provide food for this Thrumbo, it won't leave and it won't try to break out or anything. It does occur to me that I could stand to use some meds or some chem fuel in that outpost, and I just keep using my pods. But I have so much wood on the home tile, I'm not all that worried. So let's load 300. Okay, granite blocks. I think I'm going to just concrete floor this. Ugly, but cheap and quick. Now the chance of it taming because I patched it up is really low. This is mostly just to get it from leaving. Oh, we have a lot of pregnant muffalo. That probably does not help with travel speed. Okay, I don't have any blue fur I'm selling, which is good. They don't have any blue fur to purchase, which is meh. Okay, bionic ear, animal pulsar, neither that I really need. I will buy their plasteel, as you all were right to vote for that as a goal. But I don't really see any, I do want to sell off all that I can, but I don't really see any obvious high need item that I would be lost without. I want to equal out the trade, though. I'm not going to give them free stuff. So, I don't know. Fine meals, nah, that's just so ridiculously inefficient. I'll buy their, ooh, I'll buy all their uranium, why not? And chocolate, sounds good to me. All right, and we're going to enter the ship tile with all of these new resources. Really soon I'll be ready to fire up the ship, I think. All right, we have slate, limestone. All right, so this can be sandstone. Mostly because I don't care what material it is. And this wall could be slate. Again, don't really care. Which means that we'll need another plasteel auto door. And I think I'll build a roof here to allow for quicker movement once we lose the snow. So the whole purpose of this here is, I'll probably have to move some of these walls, is to slap a slug here to be able to free fire on, I'll put it here, to free fire on anyone coming up this way. Won't do a whole lot of damage, but it will do enough to warrant its construction. And I can always add more slugs if I really, really want. Alright, chem fuel. There we go. I used a whole lot of steel in the construction of this, huh? Alright, set fuel targets. I'm just going to fill this up. Oh, getting frostbitten. Let's have him get inside. Yep, this is the demand for the dusters, which is why I prioritize that. Alright, and now we are free to launch. Oh, come on, I'm about to, like, recruit you, man. Just stop. What is his... Yeah, 5.4. Not much. Well, if the new prisoners want to... if these prisoners want to wear the parkas, it's fine. I don't really care. It's not a make-or-break situation for me. I don't think, at least. Alright, I warmed you up a little bit, but you definitely need to wear, like, this duster that I'm about to construct. Double strand to the ship outpost. You know, on second thought, this steel kind of sucks to mine because you have to get really wet to do it. I might want to add another door in here just because it's, or a few extra doors, just because it's hard to navigate to this area having to travel through all the farms. So that's something to do and to think about as well. Vex, I'm going to borrow you for a second. I think people have looked at these corpses long enough. Now I know this isn't growing yet because I don't have the grow light on yet, but I'm not sure that my power grid could support... I could barely support this grow light. Alright, it will spread, I hope, to alpha. And then additionally, what I need to do is to run power around it. And maybe, yeah, like that. There we go. Corpse be gone. Love it. Low food. For where? For whom? Probably for Endelos, herring. Yeah. It is. It's not entirely untrue. Tame. So I'm curious. Ideally, I would want to put the Thrumbo where I keep all the meat, so it has like a free food supply. New lovers, Chris and Vex. Alright. I can get behind that. Why not? Seems like all the couples I'm trying to make don't work, but all the couples that are intentional work. Alright, so here's Vex and Chris. Nice. Come on, you two. You're letting me down now, at this point. Oh my god, that's not even a bed anymore. Like how he's... Or a fireplace anymore. He was relaxing socially at a burnt-out fire pit. Which I find kind of funny. Alright, so if this room here has a constant source of meat, the Thrumbo won't need to leave to get food anywhere else. Did he go berserk again? And I just didn't even notice it? No. The other Mega Sloth got revenge or something? Oh, but it's already downed. Heavy fur, here I come. Yo, you don't belong in here. Cannibal. Get out. So I have the potential to tame this, which is good. Zelda, 43% and 53. Still working on that. I'm going to try to cheer these guys up. I don't really actually need to cheer up the addicts, but cheering up Niclox would be good. Because he's recruitable. So if he's in a good mood, that'd be good. He was in a lot of pain and unhappy and all that, so I'll get him stoned and happy. Make it a little bit easier to recruit. 0 Day, did I ever really... Oh, you are picking out. Did I ever have you ditch your... No, I didn't. I was almost certain I had you grab the charge rifle, but I think I then tasked you with something else. Oh, you must have ate berries straight from... Oh, well. Well, this will be a nice little mood buff for all whom attend. Farm looks good. Caro pods of chocolate to this hunting outpost. The Thrumbo's up, so it's tameable. What I'm going to do is, just in case the Thrumbo turns on me, I'm going to have my Cupid's pets at the ready to help defend. Now, Thrumbo is, if we check, is comfortable in really, really low temperatures, so staying in my little freezer is not going to be that much of an issue. And as long as it's being fed, it should stick around. Should doesn't mean certainty, but this is how I've done it in the past. Oh, great. We are quite close in... Oh, I didn't want... Oof. Didn't want a root zone there. Quite close in this zone here. Why do all these bad things keep happening? We're getting blue fur. Speaking of blue fur, I should check again to make sure there isn't any blue fur huntables. And there are not. So we're going to want to stockpile that as soon as we can. Mad rush for food at the end of the party. Some people standing. to get their meals. The additional hydroponics are done, so I'll be able to check that off the list. We're reinforcing the power grid a little bit. Solar generators are really ideal when, yeah, I don't really care if food disintegrates here. When you have grow lights, because when the sun's up is also when the grow lights are on. So solar powers are perfect for that purpose. All right, some of this cloth will go towards medicine production. As you can see, they're already doing it, which is great. Velik is getting bionics. I'm not sure I want to give him an arm yet, just because he might prison riot. We did drop off our Doomsday launchers, so we still have 2 Doomsday launchers and 2 shock lances. That's not nothing. It's a pretty decent amount of ordnances if I need to use them in a pinch. Cupid is attempting to tame. What is the tame chance? He is handling of 17, so it doesn't really get that much better. And that's probably all about the time I got, guys. So, if you have any feedback for me or questions on my type, drop me a line. I am trying to troubleshoot the flickering problems. So if you see any flickering, just drop a time tag so I can take a look. I'm sort of at a loss, but I'll just keep tinkering until I get that problem to go away. At least it's not, you know, it's annoying, sure, but it's whatever, I don't know. And then also, if you have feedback, suggestions, requests, let me know. Give it to me. I'll catch you all later. Thank you all for very much for watching, and I hope you tune in next time. Adios.